Welcome back to Timeless Mindset. In this episode, we're going to talk about habits. 3 habit hacks to help you stay on track and keep accountable to your goals. Now, we all want to have a better life, make better choices, and chase after our goals and our dream life. But it's hard. It's hard to keep accountable, stick to new habits after the motivation fades. It's difficult to see progress. What's the point of showing up? Now, the key to these 3 habit hacks is they help you stay accountable in the long run. Because if we want to change our lives, we have to continue doing the things that are going to get us there. The first tip is start small. Now, whenever we want to make changes, we want to change everything at once and take it to the extreme. We want to get up at 4 a.m. We want to never eat junk food again. We never want to touch alcohol. We never want to be the person we once were. It is so hard to flip the switch and change your behaviors, change your identity, change the beliefs you have about yourself in one day. It takes time and a lot of repetitions. So keep it small. The key is make it so easy you can't say no. If you want to start journaling, meditating, going to the gym, making better food choices, make it easy to adhere to. If you want to go to the gym, I'll go to the gym for 5 minutes. There was a story of a guy who was struggling to go to the gym. He hated it. He had no motivation, but he made a simple promise to himself. He'll go to the gym for 5 minutes each day. Now, arguably, this is a waste of time, but he put a low friction, low effort promise to himself, and he started building a habit of someone who went to the gym. Now, he started creating a belief that he is someone who goes to the gym. Over time, he spent more time there. He became more motivated as he started to see more results, and it became ingrained with his identity. Every time you decide to do a behavior, it strengthens a pathway in the brain. This is why going to the gym 3 times for 20 minutes is actually more powerful in keeping a long-term habit than going to the gym 1 time for 1 hour. Consistency is more important than intensity. It's about showing up on individual days, continuing to put votes of confidence into yourself. The actions we take stem from the beliefs that we hold about ourselves. Do we think we're a person who goes to the gym? Do we think we're active? Do we think we're healthy? By making better choices continually each day, we start to put votes of confidence into that new identity, and it takes time. We can't change those beliefs within 1 day, within a week. It can take months, it can take years, but consistency is more important. The trajectory that we're on is more important than the rate of progression. Because it is so easy to give up after the motivation fades. It takes discipline, it takes commitment. That is why promising yourself a small effort is easier than committing to changing 6 or 7 things in your life and giving up after 1 week. Change 1 habit at a time. Start getting up earlier. Don't worry about anything else but getting up earlier. Do that for a week and then start to add a new habit, such as journaling or stretching or morning exercise. It can become too overwhelming if we change 4 or 5 things at once and we give up 2 weeks later and we revert back to our old behaviors. Number 2, habit stacking. Now, this is all about combining new habits with currently ingrained habits. Things that you do automatically. This can be even showering. After my shower, I will meditate for 5 minutes. Now, the key to this is pairing something you currently do with something you want to do. The brain starts pairing a new behavior with a current behavior. This takes the pressure off to always having to remember what you're meant to be doing. The framework for this is after or before current habit, I will new habit. After dinner, I will journal 5 things I was grateful for today. After I have my morning coffee, I'll take 5 deep breaths. When we want to change our lives, it can be so hard to remember the little specific things we're meant to be doing when we're already so busy. The key to this habit hack is to combine something we're already doing with something we want to be doing. This makes it easy to adhere to, and it can actually build upon each other. The science of this is because when you do your currently existing habits, such as having a shower, making the morning coffee, you're triggering the new behavior. And you start associating the new behavior with the current behavior, and this starts becoming ingrained within your routine. Now, when it becomes ingrained within your routine, it starts to become part of your identity. I am someone who meditates. I'm someone who exercises. As we spoke about in point one, it takes time to build these habits, and it can be really hard to adhere to. We can forget, lose motivation. But by pairing something we currently do with something we want to do, it takes so much pressure off the initial phase where we lose motivation. Number 3, implementation intention. Now, the key to this is to clearly define what you're meant to be doing, when you're going to be doing it, and where you're going to be doing it. A lot of the reasons that we don't actually show up for our positive habits and make these changes is we never clearly identify what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be doing it. Often, uncertainty masquerades as a lack of motivation. We think we're unmotivated. We think we're losing motivation, but it's just because we aren't clear on what we're meant to be doing. That is why making a plan is so important. The framework for this implementation intention is I will behavior at time in location. Some examples of this is I will meditate for 1 minute at 7 a.m. in my kitchen. I will exercise for 1 hour at 5 p.m. in my local gym. This makes it really clear what you're meant to be doing, where you're going to be doing it, and how you're going to be doing it. This takes all the pressure to have to think about it on the day when you're already so busy doing other things. Now, a powerful study that illustrates why these implementations are so important is there was a 2001 study where they grabbed 250 people and they split them into 3 groups. Now, the first group was a control group. All they were asked to do is track how much they exercise. The second group was the motivation group. And this is where they were asked to track how much they exercise, but they were also given information on the benefits of exercise and how it helps prevent heart disease. Now, the third group was also a part of the motivation group, but they were also asked to formulate a plan of when they were going to do it and where they were going to do it and at what time. They formulated an implementation intention. Now, in the first 2 groups, the adherence to exercising at least once a week was 35% and 38%, compared to the third group who implemented an implementation intention. They exercised once a week 93% of the time. Now, this proved motivation had no effect on adherence to a gym plan. The key was making a plan because it articulated when they were meant to do something, how they were going to do it, and where they were going to do it. It makes it simple. Did you follow through the plan or not? It's really easy to stop doing positive habits and feel like we're making no progress. Often the key is to stick to it for the long run, because ultimately the actions that we take stem from the beliefs that we hold about ourselves. And these beliefs are stemmed from the actions that we take. So it takes a lot of time to change those actions. Now, these 3 habit hacks are all designed to keep you more accountable to taking those actions over the long run, rewiring the beliefs you hold about yourself, changing that identity to a new one, and this formulates part of your new identity where you hold new beliefs about yourself. By going to the gym for 2 to 3 months, you now have evidence that you are someone who goes to the gym. Now you start to believe that you're an active person who values health. Now this forms the beliefs you hold about yourself, which becomes part of a new identity. And this is what drives you to keep showing up because you believe that is who you are. And now you start to do it automatically without thinking. Now these 3 habit hacks aren't the be all end all, but they're a great starting point because consistency with our habits is the most fundamental piece to changing our identity in the long run. It takes time. It won't be a smooth process, but use these 3 habit hacks to help set up the foundations for your life, and you'll be surprised the role that consistency plays in our habits. Thanks for listening to this episode on habit hacks. If you like this episode and you want more of this content, please rate the show 5 stars. You can do this by clicking the profile Timeless Mindset, clicking on the 3 dots and clicking rate show. It does go a long way and does make me feel good. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.